I had a professor who told us when you're decorating your office as a therapist, you can decorate with inclusive things but not exclusive things or alienating things. His example of something inclusive was a pride flag. His example of something alienating was a Bible. And I was like, well, couldn't a pride flag be alienating to some people? I was like, well, what? He's like, no, it's inclusive towards LGBTQ people. I was like, well, wouldn't, if I had a Donald Trump Make America Great Again flag, wouldn't that be inclusive to, conservatives? And he was like, well, it wouldn't be inclusive if it was racist. Like he was, and it's hard to parse out exactly what they're saying because, they're saying something very specific, but they're presenting it in this very vague way of just inclusivity is just good things. Things that I like are inclusive. Things that I don't like are alienating. And so they don't exactly say generally out loud what they're talking about. But if you've been in these environments, you know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah. And I think this touches on the whole, pushing for this idea of being a political agent. Because for me, having anything that's too opinionated, let's say, in my background is going to be distracting, whether or not it reinforces my beliefs of inclusivity, whatever that might be for me. Because in your example, or what was presented to you with the Bible, does that apply to the Quran and the Torah? And as you talked about the alternative flags too. And I would say, as a gay man, I wouldn't particularly feel included or that it was a good thing that my therapist had that in the background. It would be strange, to say the least. And if anything, I don't want to, well, I'm thinking about it more from a therapist perspective now as well. I think that bringing too much of yourself and not being able to be a blank slate, including what you present behind you and your beliefs and stuff, is going to contaminate the work because you're bringing yourself into the work. And that's not what therapy is about. It's about the client's perspective and you only bringing stuff in that might be yours if it's of service to them. And you'll never know if a religious text or a flag is going to be of service to them by including it in your background before you know them.
Yeah, my therapist is gay as well. And he talked about I would never have a pride flag in my office because it's going to be, you don't know how it's going to affect really anybody. Certainly people who are not LGBTQ, but even somebody who is in that community, you don't know how that's going to affect them. Why would you risk potential alienation with something like that?